You know that feeling when you're sitting in your doctor's office and it feels like a chaotic airport, but with no one in the control tower? Well, today, we're going to look at how a new kind of AI is stepping into that role to solve one of the most universal and frustrating problems in healthcare, the scheduling mess. I mean, we've all been there, right? You show up right on time for your appointment, only to spend the next hour, maybe more, just waiting. It feels completely random, but the truth is, scheduling a busy clinic is an unbelievably complex puzzle. And it's one that's pretty much impossible to solve with the old school tools.
So, to really understand this, let's dive into one of the most challenging environments out there, an OBGYN practice. This is where the scheduling problem gets turned up to 11. You see, they have to somehow balance all the routine, scheduled checkups with the totally unpredictable nature of hospital emergencies. One minute, a doctor is in the clinic for a regular visit, and the next, they're racing to the hospital for a delivery. How on earth do you plan a day around that?
And it all creates this vicious cycle. You've got unpredictable patient appointments, crashing into doctors being called away for emergencies. The schedulers are trying to manage all this chaos by hand, which, naturally leads to mistakes. On top of that, the clinic's computer system doesn't talk to the hospitals, and don't even get me started on the insurance paperwork that creates even more delays. The result? You get an exhausted staff that's just constantly putting out fires, day in and day out.
Okay, so this is where a company called OptiU comes into the picture with a really new kind of solution. And it's not just another piece of software. You can think of it more like an AI brain that's designed specifically for this kind of chaos. The official name for them is Autonomous Optimization Models, or AOMs for short.
So, here's the really crucial part. An AOM isn't just some static program. It's a decision engine that actually learns. Every single appointment, every no-show, every last-minute emergency call, it all teaches the system something new. It literally gets smarter and better at organizing the clinic's entire operation with every single day that goes by.
And this, right here, illustrates the real breakthrough. See, most software out there just gives you a dashboard. It shows you a bunch of charts and graphs about what went wrong yesterday. An AOM is completely different. It doesn't just show you the problem. It actively tells you the best way to fix it and how to stop it from happening again. It's really the difference between looking in the rearview mirror and having a GPS for the road ahead.
Now, the best part is, a clinic doesn't have to rip out its entire system to see a benefit. OptiU has actually developed 3 ready-made AOMs that can be rolled out in about a week, and they deliver some really immediate, high-impact results. Let's break them down. So the first quick win is called the Patient Flow Forecaster. Its whole job is to look into the near future and predict how busy the clinic is actually going to be, so the staff isn't just guessing and flying blind every morning.
So, how does it do that? Well, it crunches all the historical data. Who showed up, who didn't, what kind of appointments they had, and it uses all that to create a super accurate forecast for the day. It can even tell the clinic exactly how many appointments to strategically overbook to make up for the people who probably won't show up. And the impact is pretty much immediate. A 20% reduction in the time doctors spend just sitting around. I mean, think about that. That means doctors spend way less time waiting for the next patient and more time actually focused on care. That's a win for everybody.
Okay, so building on that, let's look at the second tool. This is the Smart Appointment Orchestrator. And you can go back to thinking of this as the clinic's own personal air traffic controller managing the daily schedule in real time.
What this tool does is it looks at the day's entire calendar, the types of visits, and, this is key, the data on when doctors are most likely to get called away to the hospital. It uses that to create the most efficient schedule possible. And then it sends live alerts to resequence appointments on the fly the moment something goes wrong. So instead of total chaos, you just get an orderly shuffle. And here is the result that probably matters most to all of us as patients: a 25% reduction in the average wait time. That is the direct benefit of a system that can adapt to problems as they happen, instead of just letting delays pile up all day long.
All right, the third quick win tackles the money side of things. It's called the Revenue Cycle Maximizer, and it's designed to speed up that incredibly complex and honestly super slow process of getting paid by insurance companies. So, by analyzing all the past insurance claims, the AI can actually predict which ones are likely to get approved quickly and which ones might get stuck. It then tells the billing staff exactly which claims to prioritize, which helps the clinic get paid anywhere from 25 to 30% faster. And that financial stability is absolutely essential for the clinic to run well. Now, those quick wins are really just the beginning.
The real power here comes when the AI is tailored to optimize the entire clinic from end to end. This is where we go from just solving daily problems to actually creating a fully connected, truly intelligent system. One of the most powerful tailored solutions is the Patient Journey Optimizer. So instead of just looking at a single appointment, this AI looks at a patient's entire series of visits, say all the way through a pregnancy, to make sure the whole experience is as smooth and connected as possible.
And the process here is really powerful. First, the AI automatically maps out a patient's whole chain of required visits. Then it proactively identifies any potential long waits or gaps in their care before they even happen. And finally, it suggests smart schedule changes to make sure that patient gets consistent, timely care, preventing them from ever falling through the cracks.
But here's the solution that tackles the biggest headache we talked about right at the beginning, that constant chaotic juggling act between what's happening at the clinic and what's happening at the hospital.
This is the cross-site coordinator. And what it does is it finally gets those two separate calendars, the clinics and the hospitals, to actually talk to each other in real time. By doing this, it can see a scheduling conflict hours or even days before it happens, and then automatically reshuffle appointments to prevent that clash. It creates a single source of truth for where every doctor needs to be and when.
And the result of that is a massive 30% reduction in schedule conflicts. That means fewer canceled appointments, a lot less stress for doctors, and a much more reliable experience for patients. Ultimately, it's about preventing the chaos before it even has a chance to start. So when you put it all together, you see this isn't really about technology for its own sake. For doctors, it means less firefighting and more time to focus on patients. For us, it means shorter waits and smoother care. And for the clinic itself, it means a more efficient, financially stable operation. It's really a blueprint for a much smarter way to run healthcare.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought to end on. This kind of autonomous AI is starting by untangling the schedule of a busy OBGYN office, one of the most complex logistical puzzles out there. If it can bring order to that level of chaos, you have to wonder, what other incredibly complex systems in our world are next?